Abundance is this. So, you know, I remember when I was first starting out, I was in Malaysia and I go to the KLCC Mall. Back then, it was one of the biggest malls in the world. This is before Dubai Mall was built, with the Twin Towers, tallest buildings in the world. The mall is filled with the most luxurious stores. And I go into the store called Xenia. So I go there and I'm just browsing, and I'm a kid. I'm maybe 28 something. And the shopkeeper comes to me, and I'm dressed really plain. And she goes, in a Malaysian accent, I'm Malaysian, so I can do this accent. She goes, "Excuse me, sir, this store not for you, because you cannot buy anything here. Everything here very expensive." And I was pissed. I was pissed. I
The
walked
balls,
straight
the
out,
ovaries on that.
straight out of that store. Now, flash forward over a decade later. So back then I was just teaching meditation. I had pathetic money. All of a sudden, the day my company did over 100 million in 1 year, okay, I decide, now at that point I'm living in Dubai, I decided I'm going to go to Dubai Mall, I'm going to go to Xenia, and I'm going to pick up something. Because that shopkeeper, her words were still in my head. So I go to Xenia, and I see the most amazing white sweater. And I tried on, and my God, that sweater was so good. It looked so good on my body. It felt so amazing. As I'm going to pay for it, I look at the price tag. $1,000. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Is this made from like unicorn fur? I am not paying $1,000 for a sweater when I can buy something that's 95% as good for $100 from H&M. So I don't buy the sweater. I walk straight out of that Xenia store. But I realized something that day. I was limiting my abundance with that attitude. See, about a year later, I was talking to Marie Diamond. She's a spiritual teacher, one of the teachers in Mind Valley. And Marie explained it to me. She said, abundance is an energy flow. Okay, and for abundance to come to you, you got to give abundance. This is why Muslim people believe in zakat. When they give money, more money comes to them. When you spend money, more money comes to you. I'm not saying spend everything. I mean, definitely, like have savings, like invest. But you got to keep money flowing. That's abundance. And to keep money flowing, what Marie told me is, she said, Vishen, you're too comfortable. Expand your desire. So at that point, I had a beautiful apartment. I loved my apartment. There was nothing else I needed. But income-wise, I was not growing. She said, I want you buy a new apartment. I want you to then, and then she looked at my watch. I was wearing a $200 watch from, I hate to say it, from a duty-free store in Istanbul airport. She said, Vishen, I need you to go. So I met her in the south of France near Nice. And she said, I need you to go to Monaco. There's a Cartier store there. Buy a watch. It cannot be less than $5,000. So I bought this Cartier. This is $6,000. Then she said, show me your wallet. I show her my wallet. She's like, what the hell are you doing? You're disrespecting money. Go and buy a proper wallet. Right next to the Cartier store, there's Giorgio Armani store. So I buy an Armani wallet. Marie made me do all of that. And she said, Vishen, spend. So I decide, now I go and I buy an apartment in Dubai, a multi-million-dollar apartment. Then I go and I buy, this was a dumb one, but I bought a plane, right, for short air travel in Europe. Ended up selling that for a loss. Stupid idea. Don't buy planes. Bought another apartment, massively luxurious apartment, one of the most glorious buildings in the world. And as I did that, guess what happened, Andre? Companies started doing better and better and better. More and more and more money flew to me. My royalty rates from book sales and teachings went up. Profits from the company channeled back to me. My stock portfolio exploded. Even the property I bought grew 40% in valuation in just 24 months. Money and abundance are a cycle. Now, the mistake people make is because of culture. I grew up in immigrant culture. Immigrant culture say save, save, save. Bad times are going to happen. Save, save, save. That's may have been okay in the 1950s and 60s. Still, have some money, in case things go wrong. Don't be living in debt. But have goals for what you want. The beautiful house, the good clothing, the latest iPhone, the nice car. When you have those goals, you're basically telling the universe, this is what I desire. And you're giving the universe space to expand your ideas, space to expand your business. You're allowing your intuition to channel through you. Because you know one funny thing about intuition? Intuition needs a direction. It's often not just random. When you set a goal, I want to earn this much, the ideas come to you through intuition to get you to that goal. You got to give your mind a compass direction. That's why setting goals for abundance are important. But note, it's not just abundance. Many people make this mistake. They're just all about the possessions. And so they run out of time, they lack passion, they don't do what they love, they don't have a simple business, they don't have opportunity, they are tied to their job has become a golden handcuff. Don't do that. That's why Soul Pack is 8 things. And abundance. So here's a wild story. And by the way, just to go back on what you said in simplicity, the reason why I used the example of $1 billion company is because I don't want people thinking I'm telling them to not be ambitious, right? I mean, America is fueled by ambition. But if you want a company that comfortably brings you enough for you to have a wonderful life, 0 employees or 1 employee, that's great too. No one is saying you need to go out there and build something. I just wanted to use that example because I don't want to be accused of saying, sit in your butt and don't be ambitious. Okay, O stands for opportunity. So a couple of years ago, I'm in Dubai, and I'm told I have to meet this guy. He's a brilliant entrepreneur. He's taken 7 companies public, billionaire. And I meet him, and he's got this insane apartment overlooking the Palm Jumeirah. You know, those beautiful islands in the shape of a palm. So he takes me to his balcony. I look down on this balcony, and it's unbelievable. I'm trying not to swear in this spiritual room here. It's unbelievable. And then we're quiet for a while, and he turns to me and he goes, you know what it takes to be a billionaire, Vishen? And I go, what? And he goes, work 21 hours a week. I'm like, what? He goes, work 21 hours a week, 7 hours on Tuesday, 7 hours on Wednesday, 7 hours on Thursday. Keep Monday and Friday free. And I go, why? And he goes, because wealth comes from opportunity. You see, if you're building a company and you're hustling every day and you don't have free time, you will be stuck on that one hamster wheel. But if you tell yourself, I only have 21 hours a week for this company, you'll figure out how to delegate. You'll find the right people. You'll create process. By keeping Monday and Friday free, you free yourself up for opportunity. He says, if someone calls me up and say, hey, Wayne, come to London. There's this beautiful property you need to check out. He says, I can fly out Thursday evening, be in London, spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday in London, fly out Monday night, be back in Dubai to go to run my company by Tuesday. Opportunity. Success and wealth comes from creating space for opportunity. Giving yourself thresholds like capacity of what you want to allocate to a project, not letting that project expand and free up your time, but giving yourself opportunity where you can discover the world, where you can see beautiful new things. Remember that trip we did on Egypt, right? That was amazing, right? Like we spent, 7-8 days in Egypt, but all of us could do it because in our lives we had created space for opportunity.
And I think bringing this a little bit to the micro level too, there's space for opportunity within our life, years, month, week, and also day. We can create spaces in pockets of these day where we kind of set aside all of the woes and all of the knowns in our life and create space for things to arise that are perhaps greater than we could conceive of, you know? And so I like that idea of creating space for opportunity, both at the macro scale in terms of our calendar in our life, but then also within our daily moments too.
Yeah, so the goal that you want to write down is I create space for opportunity by, and then it could be keeping Fridays free, or stopping work after 5 p.m. so I can focus on learning and growth.